We listen and we don't judge. Christian edition. Something that I've been trying to understand in my relationship with Christ lately is why it feels like the outcome of situations with Christ versus not having Christ is the same. It's something that I've been trying to understand for a while now. I guess what doesn't make sense to me is the fact that when I was in the world, I didn't care about how my actions affected God. I didn't care about any possible outcome. I just wanted to do what I wanted to do, and therefore I suffered the consequences. I made my own decisions. I walked through the drama of my own beat. And now that I have a relationship with Christ, I understand why certain outcomes were the way that they were. I try to do my very best with including him in my decisions because how he feels and what he thinks, it matters to me. Obviously, I would like to avoid negative consequences, but the main reasons is because I do love the Lord. It feels like I'm still suffering certain consequences that I feel like could have been avoided. Let me explain. The whole purpose of the Christian walk is to walk by faith, right? Everything doesn't always make sense. A lot of times we don't know where we're going and we don't know why we're going there, but we have to trust in the Lord. So the problem that I'm having, God, what do you want me to do? Or God, I'm considering this. Do you think this is a good idea? And sometimes I hear from the Lord. I've been in this relationship with the Lord for quite some time now that I know what his voice sounds like. I understand when he's telling me to do something, when he's telling me to go in a certain direction. But there's certain times when I feel like he purposely doesn't answer me. So it's just a little discouraging when I'm asking, like, Lord, what do you want me to do? Or where do you need me to go? And I don't hear anything. It's not because I don't know what his voice sounds like. I know what his voice sounds like. I know when he's speaking. But because we walk by faith, we're not always going to know the answer. Sometimes we just have to act. And I'm not mad at God. I'm not mad at God. My problem is I like to know step A through Z. Okay, God, what do I do now? Okay, where do I turn now? Okay, what do I say? What do I do? I want to know step A through Z. I want to know the why. I want to know the how. I want to know the where. I have all of these questions that I want to be answered, and it doesn't work like that, so I'm not mad at him. That's not the case at all. It just sucks when I feel like I'm being punished for something that I did because I was in a position where I just had to make a decision. I look like a ghost, but don't worry, this is all going to come together very soon. And we hear all the time, if you want to know God's voice, read his word. And that's not the problem. I read his word. I know what his voice sounds like. But there are going to be times in this walk when he does not respond to you, when he wants you to just trust him, trust in how he's going to work it out. I guess there's times when I just feel like certain information is necessary. And if we're being honest, I think that I'm afraid of failing. I think I'm afraid of making a mistake. And I have to remember that whether I make a mistake or not, that God is with me, that he's not mad at me, that he's never going to leave nor forsake me. And I also have to know that no matter what, God is pleased with me. Because at one point in my life, I didn't care about how he felt. See, scripture says that without faith, it is impossible to please him. Is he going to put things in your heart sometimes to do things? Yes, of course. But there's going to be other times in life that you just have to step out on faith. You have to act. So my prayer lately has been, Lord, I know that I'm in a season where I'm just going to have to step out on faith and I'm going to have to trust you. But Lord, if I start drifting away, if I start drifting off track, if I end up on the road that I'm not supposed to be in, and I think that that's the road you're telling me to go, and it's not, stop me in my tracks. Get me out of there. I understand that certain outcomes are just inevitable, and I'm learning that just because it looks like you're being punished, you're not. You're learning. You're growing in this relationship with Christ. You're being sanctified. And for the times when he is asking us to do a certain thing and we're struggling to be obedient because it doesn't make sense, we don't understand why God is telling us to do a certain thing, we have to know that no matter what it looks like, God has already been there because God goes before us. He's always with us and he goes before us. So is this going to make me leave the Lord? Heck no. But maybe somebody can relate. Maybe someone will be encouraged by this. Hey, maybe y'all will have some advice for me in the comments. So I'm not going anywhere. I just thought that this was a good opportunity to just be vulnerable with you guys. So in this walk, we walk by faith, even when we don't know where we're going, trusting that even if we get lost, our good shepherd will bring us back. So hey, I'm Kalia Grinston, and my mission is to inspire other young women in their 20s that they can also live a life dedicated to the Lord as well. I create faith-based content like this. I'm also a singer-songwriter, so I make music dedicated to the Lord, and I'm a girly girl. So I like to do my hair, I like to do my makeup. I even do lifestyle content sometimes. So if you love the Lord, if you're a girly girl, and you love Christian R&B, I ask that you consider following me for more Christian content. Bye.